Hey butterflies, welcome back to Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Moe Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes here on the channel because it's always appreciated. And a major shout out to all the channel members as well as the members over my website. Thank you for your continued support. Make sure you check out the video that I just posted that was a continuation from the last ancestor message. I had to put that on the website, honey, okay? And so we are now back with more channel messages. I have 2 pages of channel messages that I was writing out as I was hearing this ancestral energy come out, okay? And to start this off, it's starting out with someone like trying to silence you because of the truth that you seek and you share, okay? Some of you all have been privy to like knowledge and information that everyone has not been able to open up their energy to, you know, whether all their chakras are aligned or not. But I just feel like I'm speaking to a lot of people who, whether you have an overactive third eye chakra or it's a balanced third eye chakra, but I feel like you have opened yourself up to the knowledge of the world and things and truths of the world that others haven't. And because you've opened yourself up to that knowledge and that information, there's been people who's been like looking at you like you're crazy, or trying to discredit the things that you say, or trying to like overshadow it, I'm hearing, with just something different to take away the truths of it all, okay? And the reality is that you are meant to be a seeker of truth and a speaker of truth in this lifetime, okay? So don't let anyone come in and make you feel like you're doing too much or you're asking for too much in this lifetime. You're meant to be an investigator. You are literally a part of your ancestors' lineage to be an investigator, to investigate. So then we have the energy of working smarter and not harder. And this is more important now than ever to move in silence with whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Move in silence, because I'm getting energies of like plants, okay? You know how they make like different industry plants? So for example, y'all know with the award shows, for example, they have something called seat fillers so it doesn't look like the audience is empty. Those seat fillers are nobodies. People don't know who they are, but on camera, baby, all you see is the audience, right? And then you feel in your head, oh, if they're there, they must be, you know, a part of the elite or whatever. But everyone there is not a part of the elite. Everyone there they weren't even like really invited like that. They're there just getting paid as like a seat filler. You get what I'm saying? And so this is giving a vibe of some people who may not fully align with you and what you do and what you know, still being in your vicinity is like a space filler, okay? I won't even say as like a spy, but it's like a space filler, someone who is there to take up space, or to even influence the flow of conversation, and things of that nature, okay? And so with that information, it is very important that I did a reading on this a while ago on the aspect of guarding your secrets, okay? I can't remember which one, I feel like it was a 555 message, but the importance of guarding your secrets, okay? Because you can mess around and share the right information with the wrong person who didn't even belong there. Now I'm hearing, she doesn't even go here. Like someone who isn't worthy of receiving something, receiving information just because they were in the right placement to receive it. So I'm hearing vet the energies of who and what you are around. If there's people around you that you really don't know like that, step back and, you know, watch for what it is that you really want to share in this moment, okay? Because everybody ain't worthy is what I'm hearing, okay? Everybody is not worthy. So then from there, I started channeling some Pearl Harbor energy and war energy, and something about history repeating itself, okay? And there's a lot in this message, because in regards to history repeating itself, okay, so we had the Pearl Harbor and the war energy, right? that just kept showing up. It was something about history. I kept feeling history repeating itself, okay? And this further down in the channel messages on the second page, ancestors that gave me, they said, what we see today happened 20 years ago. Let me check this out to show that I actually read that part. What we're seeing today happened 20 years ago. And so I was like, what that mean? You know, 20 years ago, that was 2003. Okay. I was like, okay, I was a little, you know, I'm seeing land in high school or whatever. Okay. And so I went and did some research to see what happened in 2003. And in that, you remember, like we said, the cyclical energy is happening at this time. Okay. 5:55 on the time. And so the first one, the space shuttle Columbia exploded in space. Did we not just have as above, so below, that craft that imploded in the water, in the ocean? It was 6 people on there. It was 7 on this aircraft. Or was it 5 people on the, what's the name? It was the man, his son, 2, I don't know. Okay, y'all can let me know in the comments. But what stood out to me is the fact of the name of the spaceship was Columbia. Columbia is the country where the first freed slaves were, okay, in the village of Palenque. And so in the Americas, and many don't know that because many don't realize that more slaves were taken to South America than they were to North America. And that made me think about this freedom energy, something about freedom. But then also, you don't mess with the motherland. You don't mess with Mother Nature. There's certain things that we should not be tampering with, okay? And so that stood out to me in 2003. Then there was a new $20 bill that had added security on it. And we know that the currency is currently falling, okay? And so it was a new $20 bill at that time. And now the government introduced this year their new virtual payment system, okay? So we're going through transitions in payment and finances, and our money really isn't valuable at all. It really isn't valuable at all, okay? And so that really stood out. And I had on here, money is losing value. It's losing backing at this time, okay? So the next thing that happened, we had the 3rd largest tax cut in U.S. history of $350 billion under Bush's presidency, which is interesting because it's the same time when the Iraq war was created. And you remember when I said, beware of the people who create the problems and the solution? Okay, I am not going to feed into any of the, you know, conspiracy theories or what the truth is. This is not the purpose of this message, but there are still a lot of questions as to how the Patriot Act was written as fast as it was written, when historically, when it comes to writing a bill of that measure, it takes a lot of time. So it makes you question, was this bill created before all of this happened in order for them to create the problem for the American citizens to agree for us to lose our privacy? Okay, because that's what we did. We agreed to lose our privacy. They created the problem and then created this false solution, okay, so that they can go into this country and get the oil, okay? Nothing new under the sun. Because before this on the first page, I was channeling Pearl Harbor energy and Japan energy, and I've been feeling a lot of war energy, okay? But the war is like, some of it is going to be like virtual war, like for certain assets and people. It's like they're fighting for people. A lot of countries are currently going through a lack energy at this time. They are currently going through a time in the world where birth rates are decreasing all around the world. And they need people to make money, okay? They need people to get loans and finances. And financing, sorry. And so it's like a war for people, a war for souls. And that's when it made sense to me when I was writing that out, right? So the next thing, let me know if y'all like the channel message aspect. I like it, so it don't matter. Now, this is the big one, y'all. This is the big one. This is the big one. The first human clone was said to have happened in 2003, and that clone's name was Eve. Now, although they never showed proof of this Eve, something in my spirit believe it, okay? And the fact that the clone's name was Eve, and we're living in a time, if you're deep in the spiritual world, you know there's been a lot of talk in regards to Eve and Lilith, okay? And how Lilith was the original divine mother, okay? But she knew how to live in her dark energy as well, okay? And she couldn't be controlled. Eve's energy is meant to be submissive and controlled, okay? And this stood out to me a lot as we're living in a time where they're trying to control feminine energy when feminine energy is not meant to be contained, okay? And so that stood out a lot to me, y'all. Like when I was researching this, when Spirit said 20 years ago, and I'm researching and looking all this up, and I'm like, wow, all of this is big things that are going on now, right? And so I was looking at Yahoo's highest search on their search engine in 2003, and the first term was cloning. What are we seeing right now? All the big things that keep coming to the surface. What are we starting to see more of in the movies and things of that nature? They're talking about it now more because it's been happened. When we hear them, and this is where I felt the answers is coming so heavy. When we hear them starting to talk about something publicly, it means it has already happened behind the scenes, baby. Years ago. It was planned years ago. Now is to get us comfortable with it. So that's why they're easing little things on us, little bit by little bit, to get us comfortable with this new technology, with robots, with artificial intelligence. They ease it on us, just like these phone upgrades every year that Apple be doing. They ease little small updates, a little bit at a time. The next thing you know, you got a whole new little situation going on. So that stood a lot out to me. Okay. So let's get into this card energy because it was a little bit more. I'm going to save this one for the next video. All right, so the fact that a lot of people are starting to wake up to truth is the reason why we're seeing so many birth declines, which is why we're seeing more people staying single, which is why we're seeing a lot more people becoming more spiritual versus religious, like having more of a relationship with the higher power versus following certain rituals and religion, right? And so a lot of people's crown chakra is opening because of the internet. And so we're getting ready to run into a system to where they are going to be monitoring it more than ever. They already been monitoring it, okay? But it's about to be monitored more than ever to the point where truth seekers, I don't even want to speak that out loud like that, but making it hard to search and find certain things. I don't know if you ever noticed, but there's another search engine called DuckDuckGo. Even searching, one day I was searching for Chrome. When I searched on Google, all it was showing was Google Chrome, Google Chrome, Google Chrome, Google Chrome, Google Chrome, Google Chrome. Search it on DuckDuckGo. It gives me all this information about the background of Chromium. And just, it was more of an informational type thing. And it helped me realize how censored a lot of things are right now at this time, to where a lot of us have to speak in code word, you know. That's when living in this world, right? When we know the truth. And so that's why I have certain things that go on my website and certain things that go on the channel, right? Because they will legit try to blackball your energy if you don't have the right, you know, things in alignment. And so it's giving this energy of the powers that be fear more people waking up to the truth. And then I ended that note with your ancestors finding truth after crossing over. And the key phrase was free your mind. and then the rest will follow. That's what brings true freedom, is freeing your mind, okay? Slavery of the physical ain't nothing without slavery of the mental, okay? If you can control someone mentally, you have them. So ancestors are definitely coming in and saying, free your mind. And I keep hearing, and the rest will follow. So free your mind. We have the Son of Sticks to start it off. And this is loyalty. And in this card, he has 6 fingers. Few people are born with 6 fingers or 6 toes. Okay, they could be seen as being different, hard to come by. And so when I see this here, it's giving an energy of sometimes you have to take the road less traveled, or do the things that are not always the easiest to do, okay, to get what you want. But then also, help comes in some of the most mysterious ways as well. So who you're expecting to get help from or understanding from, it may not be that person that you actually get it from. Okay, it may be a totally different person. So I'm hearing, keep your intuition open and don't just judge by your eyes, judge by the spirit. Judge by the spirit. Seven of Knives. Because your eyes will trick you. Your eyes will play games with you, okay? But spirit will never play games with you. And everything is cyclical. So things you're going through right now, your ancestors went through as well. And now they have a different perspective of how they view it. Or I'm hearing also just a different perspective of how they would have handled some things, okay? Now I'm hearing something about sundown towns. We still have those today. This is giving trickery energy though. Something being disguised as being, because in the Seven of Knives on here, she's doing blood magic through food, okay? And it's trickery to get you to bind, to do what she wants you to do or to be bound to her, right? This makes me think about from a larger scale of these things happening as a way to brainwash or to connect you to certain things, people, ways of thinking. Is giving an energy of, we are currently, like, they're trying to control the masses' minds to change how we view certain things, which is why they put certain things in front of us so much. Okay? It's giving propaganda to get you to go along with it. And your ancestors saying, free your mind. That's why we got to watch the amount of social media that we're utilizing as well. Because social media is another place where it's easy to get the brainwashing going and to get us addicted to scrolling. I'm hearing go incognito too as well, because I just noticed even looking at this camera, I'm like, I don't have my cartouche on, you know, and I'm not going to give the history of a cartouche, but it just made me think about being incognito, right? So if I was to pass over and my spirit, like, they wouldn't know who I was without my cartouche, right? So being able to blend in. There's some people blending into something. 3 of Coins, somebody doing some spell work or trying to do some spell work to make something happen for their betterment. Someone trying to do something for their betterment and for their increase. Not approving something, like someone feeling like they have the power to do certain things and you have to go along with it. Yeah, some of you all gotta play stupid in a situation to get what you want. Sometimes we gotta play stupid. Sometimes we gotta play stupid. But I'm gonna leave this message here. I love you all. And if you feel this message, leave me a magnifying glass down below, since we're truth seekers. Leave me a magnifying glass down below. I appreciate you all for being here. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Period. And as always, continue to bloom.